Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather around. Today's the day, the reemergence and the rebirth and the start of the Sports Dungeon. I'm your host with not so much the most, the CEO. I'm going to say it again. The CEO. CEO. Classic CEO, Craig. And I'm here with the man with the plan, one and only, the guy, the greatest, the him, the Give the Chopper. What it do, Give? What we got?
What's the deal? What's the deal? This is him. This is me. This is Classic Craig. This is us. Back live. Ready to talk that good sport. The dungeon. One way in and no way out.
Deep in the dungeon. The right way. The right way.
Yes, sir.
I want to say this before we get started, before we lay down the topic, what we were going to talk about today. We got to get into some heavy business before we get into this mix. So I got to stop the music right quick. I just want to put it out there right here, right? Now, one thing everybody has to understand, right? We are adamant fans of sports. We love sports. We love sportsmanship. And not only that, right? We deeply enjoy the true art of the game that we love, whether it is boxing, whether it is football, whether it is track. Mixed martial arts. We enjoy the game, but we also got to have a respect for it too. You have a lot of individuals who look at athletes as tools. You have a lot of individuals who look at athletes as something inhuman. And, you have a lot of people who put their warped and twisted views on these people who are human beings. And they pretty much, in a lot of ways, disregard the human life, the sacrifice, the sweat equity, the training. They disregard it. They just view them as nothing but entertainment, and they don't even appreciate the fact that they are putting their bodies in jeopardy to get to the next level, to provide that entertainment and to inspire others to follow their footsteps. A lot of people who are mockers and scoffers don't understand the sacrifice and the humility of most athletes. They do not. But what you got to say about that, Gil?
Man, listen, I agree, man. I definitely agree. Did you hear my opening?
Yeah. You said you was Classic Craig. I was confused.
I did not say I was Classic Craig, brother.
And you said you was me too, and I was like, what's going on? Yeah. Mute yourself, brother. Mute yourself. But you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I was on mute. I thought I didn't know if I was heard.
No, you was heard. You always heard, brother. You always.
All right.
Always.
I'm not Classic Craig. I am Ged T'Challa. But no, I agree. Athletes put their life on the line. Especially the topic we have today, boxing, where Deontay Wilder always says the brain is not meant to be hit. And I agree. So once that brain constantly is being hit, you never know what can happen to the individual in that ring. As we've seen boxers, what we call punch drunk, during and after their career. You might can see some things while they continue to fight. Sometimes they got to fight for money. Sometimes they fight for the love. It's the only thing they can do. So we take it for granted that these guys put their life on the line week by a week. Now we might say things like, "Oh, this guy's a bum," but he's getting in there, putting his life on the line. For fighters get in the ring and some never come back out the same way. So you had deaths in the ring, many different occasions. So when we call people bums, just gotta remember these guys doing something that we want to see for our entertainment. And the phrase, the term bum, that was an old school term. They used to, that when they first came out with that word, bum, it was just something that meant below the unit measure, meaning it was a boxer fighting a lower measure boxer fighting a higher measure boxer. So he's the bum because he's below the higher measure of boxer. But then it changed into a person who just can't fight. So let's keep that in mind that these guys put their life on the line week after week, month after month, year after year, 24/7, 365 days, man.
And I want to
Yes,
say
sir.
this. I want to say this too, if I may, Gib. Um, Jimmy Butler, right, for the Miami Heat, right? He made this clear, right? He was really, really
Uh-huh.
upset with a lot of individuals who would say, yo, the ass backs who sit on the bench, right? When the real stars play, can't play basketball at all. And I think the reason why they got that narrative was because I think DeRozan and LeBron James said that there was a lot of people in the league that shouldn't be in the league, right? So it was a trend.
Right,
You see what
right.
I'm saying? It's a trend. So, I don't know if a lot of people know about, a lot of the courts in Miami, right? Miami has a strict, I'm gonna say court culture. You know what I'm saying? So, they have a real strict culture down there. You know what I'm saying? That's really basketball city, unless you're on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? But that's basketball city for the South. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it was some guys talking smack to Jimmy. Jimmy Butler loved being Jimmy Butler. And he said, you know what?
Right, right.
I'm out here with some guys who's in the NBA, but they ass backs and y'all some regular degglers. How about y'all play against them? And I guess Jimmy knew him. They had a little, a short little pickup game or whatever. Um, they said those so-called ass backs blew those regular degglers. They had a 60-point lead against them. You see what I'm saying? And those ass
Right.
backs were on the ground, the court game, everything. You know what I'm saying? I guess it was street rules. Whatever happens, happens, right? And it was on the ground. And Jimmy said, "This is what happens, right? This is what happens when a regular degler try to say, yo, you couldn't be in the NBA. Why is he in the NBA? I don't even know him. He's a bum. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's what happened." And Jimmy
Yeah.
said, just because he ain't no superstar, right? Doesn't mean at all, at all, that he is not qualified, he's not skilled, and he is not a force to reckon with. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, getting back into the boxing, right? Just because this boxer does not do well in a fight doesn't mean that that man can't fight at the end of the day. Because think about it, right? What if you're dealing with somebody that is totally, 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 totally inhuman in that ring and you battling them? You see what I'm saying? Their skills are just that tough. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It take a hell of a lot to walk away to survive against something like that, right? And that's something we all take for granted. But enough of my preacher podium, preaching this morning.
Somebody, go on. Do you have the collection plate? You need a collection plate, brother. This is $1 million worth of game, as they say, right?
I try to give it. I try, man. But man, you got anything else to say, Gib, before we dive in, brother?
Yeah, it's the reason why, as you just presented the basketball, analogy. There's a reason why that they're in the league and you aren't. Remember that. There's a reason why they're in the ring and you aren't. So remember that. Always remember that.
Always remember that. Always, always. But we got a really special topic, man. We were supposed to dive into this. We had a few technicalities, but this topic's very special, man. I don't know if anybody's a boxing fan out there, man. We gotta talk about the Spence and the Crawford fight right here on Paradigm Shift, powered by the whole effing show. This topic was very controversial. It had a lot of emotions being sparked over this fight. A lot of disagreements. Some online, some personal. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
I've watched this. Shout out to Rick. Hey, I love you. You're my brother, bro. But it's a shame you got arrested over this fight.
Somebody got arrested over this fight?
It's
What's
a
up?
friend
What's
I
going on
know.
with this?
It's a friend I know. He got arrested over this fight. He was at
Hey.
he was in a place in Arlington, right, called Knockout Sports Bar.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now I got sports bar. Wow.
Yeah, and even though that fight video was ferocious, you did knock them out, but you got arrested. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, lived up to the name.
Yeah, it lived up to the name. That place is notorious for people getting knocked out, Gabe. It's a real nice spot to go to. They got the best boneless chicken wings ever. But
Wow.
he
Thanks, man.
he betted.
They should.
Yeah, I know, Gabe. I know. But yo, he betted
Send it to a
about.
place where they get knocked out at and fights constantly. I get it. Go ahead.
But the food is not. It'll
Food
knock you
good
out
though.
too.
The food is good.
The food is good. The food is good. I mean, that's why people, you might get into a fight, but the food is good. You know what I'm saying?
No
But
doubt.
and plus they be women there too, and but let me tell you this. My bud Rick betted about a good $900 on Spence.
Right.
He betted $900. He betted $900, and I know he had a little bit to drink. I know he did. Once once Spence fell down, right? He got knocked down.
Right.
That's when they came and circled him and said, "You better have my money." My partner took a couple of drinks. Then, boom, Spence was just getting beat, bro. And it was sad. They came around and said, "Hey, bro, you better pay. You want to pay up now or you want to wait after the fight?" And they were going to let him leave. So I don't know the whole story, but I know he got arrested. But he sure did knock out that dude for saying that and two of his homies. So, I mean, hey, bro, we almost 30, bro. We almost 30, bro. That's enough of that. That's why I don't go out with you. Because you that one friend that every time we go out somewhere, right, there's always a fight.
He the one. He that guy.
But hey, guess what?
He got your back though.
He's the best person to have your back in a brawl.
That's right.
Because he can hold his own.
Yeah, he ready.
He can hold his own. If you getting whooped, he don't care if he's in the middle of his fight. He'll stop his fight to come save you. That is one fighting. He's the fighting friend that you gotta have. You see what I'm saying?
You need my deal on your team, man. My man Rick.
But I'm just saying, he's a good example. Cause man, yo, he was devastated. He was a hard Spence fan. He was devastated. A lot of people here in Dallas was devastated.
I hope it's not a was. I hope it's not a was.
He was.
I hope it's not a was. a dedicated Spence fan. Hope it's not a was, man.
No. He.
He didn't give up, did he? He didn't give up on Errol, did he?
I don't know. I gotta talk with him, but I just know he was devastated. A lot of
Mm,
people, they were devastated. I know some personally, they just stopped being a Spence fan. They just let it go. But,
man,
but
never,
you know,
man, stop being a Spence fan. Wow, it's amazing.
I was, I'm not gonna stop being a Spence fan. You already know my position. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I was devastated too. You know,
Mm,
um, I was devastated too. I blamed it on, because niggas always gotta find an excuse. I
that's
blamed it
right.
on
Why
disciplinary
not?
actions. You know what I'm saying? I blamed it
Exactly.
on that. But I have to renege on that statement because I had to go through the grapevine and I said these were cover-ups. They were cover-ups. They were cover-ups to kind of renege on what actually happened. Right?
Okay.
So I had to renege on that. So I'm yeah, I just had to renege. I had to renege. If you're in the know, you're in the know. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I was told, yo, keep that under wraps unless somebody else knows what the heck is going on. Okay, so that it was extreme, brother. But um, shout out to both brothers going in there and doing that fight for their families. You see what I'm saying? Because when Spence took that L, he took that L for his kids. And matter of fact, screw that. It wasn't an L. He took that for his children and his wife because as a father, he got to support his family. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
he stood in there like any man should for his family, for his family. But we're gonna dive into the topic. We're gonna go in today, right now, ladies and gentlemen. The title of the show: Terrance Crawford Reigns Supreme. Errol Spence versus Terrance Crawford. Recap unfiltered. Unfiltered. Now, before we dive in, it's the reason why we had to do this unpolluted. What I mean by that is you have a extreme bias with a lot of people with this fight right here. This is the most extremely controversial fight ever. And not only that, man, you got to think about how Spence feels right now. This is ego shattering. And for him to pretty much get up and say, yo, he was the better man. He was the better man that night.
That's right.
And not only that, he came and he said, I want a rematch. A lot of
That's
people
right.
made memes about him. They talked about
Mm-hmm.
him. They made fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
They said, why are you doing
Right.
this? You look like a
Yep.
blueberry. They
Yep.
said all type of things. But can you think about how you would feel in that situation if you have a resume like Spence? Can you think about how you would feel? I want a rematch. Think about it. But that's enough of classic Craig's, you know, classic Craig's little breakdown. But I got to give it over to the main man himself, the expert and the prime connoisseur, Gab. It's all yours, brother.
Oh no, man. I was enjoying. I was enjoying information, man. You're bringing out a lot of things just now that we can touch on. That was brilliant because I just want to say first and foremost, man, just I just want to thank Errol and Bud for that magnificent showing of being gentlemen. They didn't have to act a act a fool They ain't during their press conference. They ain't have to act a fool. They ain't have to act belligerent, get each other faces, call each other names, push each other. None of that. It was just no respect, nothing but respect for. Both got respect for each other. Both got love for each other. You know what I mean? They went in there during their press runs, handed it, talked their little, talk their little smack for a little bit, like we all do. We all talk smack. That comes with the sport. But they handled themselves, man. Like they showed out, showed you that you can make a big fight without acting like a damn animal, without acting like things that the outside world wants you to act for entertainment. Nah, it's none of that. None but respect. So I think them two for putting on a show that we wanted to see for over 5 years. A show that was destined to happen eventually. It took a long time. It took a long time. Many obstacles, many things that was in the way. Promotion teams, sides of the streets was argued. Divide, a split was in the community, the black community. For oh, I'm an Errol fan. I'm a Bud fan. That's a split. You know what I'm saying? Instead of coming together and just enjoying the two fight and then hey, may the best man win. We always got to divide ourselves just because we root for a certain fighter. It's all right. You can root for your guy, but then why you can't come together to root for each other? May the best man win. And then afterwards, we go and party. You know what I'm saying? We go and party. But this fight meant a lot because it's something that ain't happened since probably like the 80s, man. Between like in the welterweight division, two black fighters, the best fighters in the welterweight division. Terrance Crawford and Errol the Truth Spence. That was amazing, amazing show and display that they showed. Now, I would say this to your boys, your peoples in Dallas, Classic Craig, your people in Dallas. Man, oh man, check on your peoples, man.
All of them are not. I'm gonna put it to you like
I
this.
know it's not all of them. I'm just saying,
I'm gonna
check
put
on
it to you
some of your
like this.
peoples, man.
I'm gonna just be short. It's an age difference. Let's put it to you like that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I see, I'm looking at, I'm looking at your folks, man. Like, yo, come on, man. You know what I mean? It's only a fight. But let me talk. Let me bring up. Gotta bring up Josh Shoot, man. Josh Shoot, he was devastated. I don't, how we gonna recover from this? I don't know what's going on, man. My man got beat up like this. Oh no, City of Die. He beat when you lose, everybody lose. Listen, man, let me tell you something right now. You better get Errol Spence his damn flowers right now. You better give that man his flowers. That man was true to his word. Everything he said he was going to do, he did it, except for being undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for him, but came out victorious. But everything he said he was going to do, he did it. He he made that fight happen. You hear me? Classic Craig, you hear me?
Yeah, he did, bro.
Do you hear me?
He made it happen.
He made that fight happen, man. You understand? Do the people understand
They don't.
why
They
he
don't.
made that
They
happen?
don't. They don't. They don't. First, I gotta say this right. I had this talk with my uncle. I had this long talk with him. They don't understand the business. They
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the friendship, and they do not understand the trust between both of those fighters. They don't. They don't. And it was quite clear at the end of the day if you really look at it, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention, if you really stop and actually look at it, they had a fight in freaking Las Vegas. They was gonna make some money regardless. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
A lot of the promotion, right? I mean, man, I mean, even though they walked away what they walked away with, they're still making money off that fight. You see what I'm saying?
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
And
That back
shout
thing
out,
coming.
shout
That
out,
back
shout
thing
out
coming.
to shout out to Marlon Simmons. Marlon, I know. I can't believe he lost. I know you say you understand, bro. Like some things I still don't understand. Right? I got a lot of questions, but
What's your questions, man?
whew, I can't say I'm on air. Let's put it to you like that. I
Damn,
can't. I can't. But
damn.
I'll tell you later
Ain't not
on.
one of them. Not one of them for the people.
I'll tell you later on, right?
Oh yeah. Not
Because
not one for the people. Not
it's
one. Not
man.
just one. You can't get a folks one, bro.
Okay, this is one. This is one that I had to come up with myself. Um, because this is my thing right here, right? And this is why I answered it myself. But
Mm-hmm.
if you know you're not all the way there, why go out there and risk it?
Okay. Okay.
That's one of, and not only that, because I guess I can say this. Maybe and I think it's a rumor. Crawford knew too, because if you look at Crawford, was he that happy after the fight?
Right. So okay. So let's talk about this thing. It's unfiltered, right?
Unfiltered,
So
unbiased.
so unfiltered, man. So you know, why would he come out there if things was wrong? If something was wrong, right?
Right.
And forget all the excuses stuff. Forget all that. Let's not even focus on that. Let the people who focus on that, let them focus on that. We talking some real stuff here, all right? Let's talk real. So why would he come out if things was wrong, right? You said somebody, and I guess in the chat said he's devastated. He can't believe it.
No, it's Marlon. Marlon. It's
Okay,
Marlon.
all right. So Marlon's devastated. It's cool to be devastated, man. I understand. So far as him coming out, like, why would he do it? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. So boxing is always it's always politics in boxing since its birth. Always will be. It's no union. It's no union. There's no players union in boxing. There's no union. So they have nobody to back them up. So let me say this: far as why would you come out if something was wrong? All right, I say something's wrong with him. He had to come out. He had to still fight, Craig. He had to. He had to. The powers that be, as we like to say, they did not want this fight to happen. They didn't want this fight. They didn't want to pay. That's why you hear Terrance Crawford always say they blackball me. They don't respect me. They always avoiding me. I asked for the top fighters. No one wanted to fight me. And that's his side of the story. And then you got the other side said, well, hey man, look, you don't sell, man. You're not marketable. You know what I mean? So now you got two teams, like you got Top Rank versus PBC, Al Heyman versus uh Bob Arum. So these guys constantly going back and forth. Who got the fighters? It's hard to make fights because you got your side and my side. We want the belts over here. We want the money over here. So this was things was taking place with Earl and Bud. Earl was not budging. They wanted Earl to fight somebody else, which he should have to knock the rust off. He's been out for You've been out of the ring for over a year. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Had he taken the fight, this fight probably would have been Keith Thurman. They kept throwing Keith Thurman out there. And that's not a tune up. That's another elite boxer in that division, regardless of what we say about Keith Thurman. You know, he possibly can beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Now the fight all messed up. So if you give him a lighter tune up, somebody that we know that he probably will win against, yeah, he'll beat him. But do we know that the fight's still on? Nah, because they did not want to pay Terrance Crawford. That's what you hear Errol Spence in this interview say when he was talking. Bud was talking about, he wanted all these demands. And Errol was like, look, take this fight, man, because this is not promise for us later on down the road. And Bud wanted all these things for himself. He like, well, I'm a champion in other weight division class. He started talking about his credentials and everything. Errol simply said, I said, well, he said, well, take that to the bank. Take your credential to the bank and see what you get for it. Because if you show up to the people that's paying for the fight, they ain't gonna care about what you bring. They're gonna care about the numbers that you accumulate, or we gonna get our money back if we make this fight. That's why you hear Earl and Bud promoting the fights and buy the fight, because the big suits show the big suits that you want to see it, so you can see more big fights. You know what I mean? So they did not want that fight. It was if he wouldn't have fought, if whatever was going on and something happened to him, if he'd have pulled it out, you would have never seen this fight. That's why Bud ended the fight said, "You made this fight happen." That's why he respected the hell out of Errol Spence. That's why he knew what he had to go through, and he knew that they tried to play him and Crawford. That's why Errol Spence months ago he hired a new management team. Yeah, he's still under Al Heyman, but he brought a management team because he put a post out on Twitter saying, "I think they're trying to play me," but he left it out there like, who are you talking about? You know what I mean? Now, I believe he's talking about Al Heyman and the PBC. That they trying to make him fight other people. They ain't trying to see him and Crawford get down. So it's all this politics. So he had to fight him because he knew the opportunity would have been erased. They would have went somewhere else with it. That's what boxing do, man. That's why he had to get out there and fight, regardless of what he was going through, if he was going through anything. So that had to happen.
I see. I see. I see. And see, and there's some other things too. But let's just look at the politics right there, right?
Right.
The so-called mafia pulling the strings, right? And Marlon Simmons said one of the best real fights since Sugar Ray and Tom Hearns.
There you
And
go.
he did say the politics over the real situation, right? Now,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys are comic book fans. I'm a comic book fan. I love Daredevil, right? Daredevil's
No
father
doubt.
was a boxer, right?
That's right.
I don't know if people know Kingpin, right? And killer part, what happened? Kingpin was mad. Daredevil daddy was beating people up, and he said, "Yo, we were gonna pay you to take a dive, right?" And Daredevil daddy was like, "Hell no, I ain't gonna take this dive. Fuck that. I'm gonna knock the dude out and get paid."
Mm-hmm.
So he knocked the dude out, got paid. The mob whacked him off by the
What happened?
Kingpin's order.
That's right.
They whacked him off, right? So let's go into the modern era, right? They got a little bit more strategic, a little bit more shady at the end of the day. You feel me? A little bit more. A little bit more. You don't see what they're doing behind closed doors because of their complete privacy contract within boxing. You don't see it. It's very, very, very shady. I think it's a part of it evolved from the mafia games. You see what I'm saying? It evolved from the mafia days. And a lot of these boxers have to go out and deal with these politics, and they have to get smart and be wise with what they're dealing with. If they're not smart and they're not wise, they get screwed over.
Yep.
Like one of my OGs told me, right? He wasn't that talkative about the fight. He watched it, you know. He said this was a strict protest and business deal at the end of the day. He said, I don't care what anybody says. The true winner is the truth. That was a powerful statement.
Mm.
The true winner is the truth. That was raw.
That's right.
That was raw. And you know, and I got if you look at the thumbnail I posted, right? It's a comic, right? Because I like doing these little boxing comics. I like kind of posting it up, you know what I'm saying? Terrance Crawford, he's on the post, right? And he said that, yo, you know what? The hate is real when you're a title holder. They act like you don't exist. And I was like, wow. Tank doesn't get that hate, right? Boots doesn't get that hate. A lot of these individuals who are marketable don't get the hate. They don't. And Crawford and Spence are very marketable. But one thing about them, right? Like Crawford and Spence, they're like what? They're like Jimmy Butler and who can I compare the other one to? They're like Jimmy, but you know what? Screw it. Both of them are like Jimmy Butler, right? They're great, but they're outlaws. You see what I'm saying? Tank and Boots, they're like LeBron and Curry. You know what I'm saying? Extremely well loved, very marketable. You feel me? Never go against the grain, really. So it's something we got to look
Right.
at right there. That's
Okay.
something we got to look at. But anyway,
Absolutely.
back to the GEB.
Man, I'm moving around, so I'm out in the elements. So you might hear cops, you might hear lawnmowers, you might hear birds, you might hear racers, you might hear whatever you hear. So I'll be in and out, in and out.
Woo, you real bad, Gil. You real bad. You real bad, Gil. You real bad. But I just have to say this though. Once you look at the whole schematics and the whole breakdown of this fight, you'll appreciate it more. You'll appreciate it more. And not only would you appreciate it more, you'll look into things a bit differently, right? Both of those brothers went out there and did their fight. Like Gabe said, you didn't see a lot of back and forward. You didn't see a lot of the whole, hey, I'm better. You suck. You got your ass beat. You heard the fans say that crap because there was no animosity between both of these fighters. It was all respect at the end of the day. It was all love at the end of the day. And not only that, right? A bond was forged. A bond was forged. If you ask me, Crawford knew he was going to win. Spence knew he was going to lose. But he still went out there to fight against the odds. They fought against the odds politically to make the fight happen, and they fought against the odds in the ring. That take a lot of cojones at the end of the day. What you say about that, Gil?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I knew just by looking at the fight, um, it wasn't the Spence I normally see. I watched throughout his career. I saw the focus, bud. He was ready for anything, ready for war. Went out there and displayed what his abilities, his talents that he had. You know what I mean? I saw just by the first round, I said, "Now this ain't Errol." He was wild. He wasn't fundamentally sound as he always is. He couldn't block anything, block any punches. Oh, that's because Crawford was fast and all that. Man, listen, I didn't see Errol Spence against people that's fast, fast hands, whatever. But this was not his usual self. And I seen this in the first round. The second round came before the knockdown. I seen him. He was just too wild. His legs wasn't stable. Um, it was just awful just to look at that boxing. His boxing abilities at the time. It was like it was uh, it was non-existent. And then he got knocked down. I seen it coming. I said, you keep on reaching, Crawford going to counter it. He's fitting to counter him at any moment. And that's exactly what he did. He counter punched him with the one, two, knocked him down. You know what I mean? Quick knockdown. So then I heard him say, I thought I heard him say, I might be mistaken. I'm like, did he say tired? That second round. I'm like, Errol never get tired. You know what I'm saying? One
He
thing he
said he
don't
said
do is
he
get.
said he said that, and he said that, and another thing too, right? A lot of people were saying that he was high during that fight.
Yeah, you hear all that stuff.
Yeah, and that wasn't true. That was not true. And yo, I just got to say this, right? What happened during that fight that let me know that it was not going to go out in Earl's favor? Because I already knew. That's why my homeboy Rick got into it at the damn knockout bar. See, like Gab said, his footwork was very, very sloppy. It was very sloppy. He had no balance, throwing punches like an amateur. I mean, just he had so many openings, chest, ribs. You know what I'm saying? Just he was just it was bad for Earl. It was bad, and hopefully he can go and he can redeem that fight because I know he want to redeem himself. You know what I'm saying? I know he does because that wasn't his best, and he know it. That was not his
Exactly.
best. Cause that hurt that man. That
Absolutely
hurt
not.
that man. That hurt that man for real.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
It just hurt that man. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all, man. It wasn't. Um, Gabe and I had these conversations, and I'm starting to get in this mindset too, right? About the difference between fanboys and boxing fans. Now, we all talk crap. We all say some crazy things. We all say we all do, right? Like I say the Cowboys are gonna win the next 9 Super Bowls. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, right? When you disregard the sacrifice of an athlete, right, for your own personal joy, you are pretty much in a lot of ways destroying the sport. You are mocking the sacrifice. You are being, you're just being selfish when it comes down to the whole game. And that ain't cool. That ain't. Spence went out there, and I know from a shadow of a doubt, he went out there knowing he was going to lose that fight. Because you got to understand, right? How long, Spence been boxing, Gil? Oh, man, Gil ain't there. I don't know how long he been boxing, but I know that in a lot of ways, right? Spence had to learn how to be a very accurate businessman in order to stay afloat, in order to sustain and catch, and catch the bag. You feel me? Just like a lot of other boxers, just like Crawford, just like how Gail broke it down, how they pretty much in a lot of ways tried to block the fight and try to move on to other people. You know, favorites exist in the boxing world. I believe in the fighting world also favorites do exist, but I'm just stating this at the end of the day, man. The brother went out and he did his thing. He fought, he competed, and he'll live again to do it again. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Because man, I ain't gonna lie.
absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If this they said that, and I can bring this out, it's public. Spence had a lot of cognitive issues that he's been dealing with for a while.
What you mean?
Well, they said he had a few injuries that he's not pretty much in a lot of ways recovered from.
Uh-huh.
And I think his team released that he had, I forgot what it was. Matter of fact, let me go and look, right? Because I want to be sure. But they said his team said that he was fighting and he wasn't all the way healed. He wasn't all the way there.
Yeah, so I know he said he had injured his ribs. One thing I heard was his rib injury. He, Errol said if he ain't make, if he had a injury, he wouldn't tell y'all anyway.
Yeah.
So he just came in and took his L. He said, "Hey, let's run it back." And people all want to see that again. Why not? You mean tell me you lose anything, you don't want a rematch? Regardless how bad it was, you want to run it back. Why is it different now? I don't want to see that again. Why not? You saw other rematches. So different about this one. It was one sided. All right, so get rematch and might be one sided again. But it's in the contract. Don't he only old Earl Spence that? Doesn't he own that? I mean, this man put his career on the line. Like I ain't fighting nobody but him. Until he had to finally make it happen. Dean had to make it happen. It wasn't the companies making it happen. It wasn't PBC. It was Earl making it happen and Bud coming together. That's why they had to call each other up and make things happen on their own, with their own teams.
See,
So
I'm
come
gonna
on,
say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't mean to cut in, Gail.
that's cool.
Now check it out. And matter of fact, Gail, you're the one who schooled me on this, right? Because I didn't really think about it. I didn't really think about it also, right? Spence had a car accident in 2019, right? He
Uh-huh.
tore his retina. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Yep. After that,
I knew a lady. She got hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? She's a very, 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 very strong woman. Very strong woman. And now her superpowered ass survived. You see what I'm saying? She
hmm
survived. And she was able to go home. She was able to, somebody took her home and she was able to walk up the steps after she got hit by that damn car. You know what I'm saying? That's how strong she was, right? You know what I'm saying? But she was never the same after that. You feel me? She was never the
right.
same. She was never the same. She had nothing tore, nothing major, right? I think she does have some nerve damage, but she even stated every day that nothing is the same with her. You see what I'm saying? So Let's look at
Right.
Spence right quick. He had his retina. His retina was torn, right? Spence is not the same Spence that he was before that car accident in 2019. You see what I'm saying? He's not the same. And we got to accept it. Because, like what Gav said, he said,
Good right
yo,
here.
Craig, if you look at it,
So good right here.
the training, if you look at the training, if you look at his training, you look at all he had to do when he was injured, everything you have to do while he was messed up and tore up, and he still went out there and he fought. Think about it. The extreme change with your body, the extreme change going out there, still torn up from the car accident and getting in that ring and trying to train. It says a lot, you know? It says a hell of a lot. But yo, Gab,
Right.
but what else? What else you got with it, homie? What else you got, man? That was just my take with it.
Oh no, man, it's cool because like we take that for granted now. Like we take that's some light things to say now because he's in a car accident and they say, oh well, he fought Garcia, he fought Ugas, so he had fights after that. Yeah, he did. But we gonna act like this man didn't get flipped out the damn car. We act like he ain't break uh his damn face down there, his eye, his teeth. You know what I mean? This man got flipped in the car. Like
And
that's hard.
he had to undergo surgery, man. That's another thing.
Yeah. And he said, and then he comes back and say, I still want to fight my mandatory Danny Garcia. Like, hold up, man. You get tune up, champ. No, I don't do tune ups. I still want to fight him. You know what I mean? That's a monster right there. That's a monster. So you cannot tell me that Errol is like 100% out there. I know he's not. I've seen it before the accident. He doesn't. It ain't. And I would say this as well. I think for me, I want Errol to get back with his strength and conditioning coach. I really need that to happen so he can be back at it. His body, his punches, his punching power, all that, man. You can hear it. When he's with his old strength and conditioning coach, it was totally different. He had 11 fights with his strength and conditioning coach, and it was 11 knockouts. Now he didn't get back in that form for some reason. For some reason, he's not using him like he used to. Now, for the Pacquiao fight before his eye injury, he used him for that fight. And if you hear him talk, when he was talking about his old strength and conditioning coach, he was telling in the interview, he was saying like, yeah, I feel like everything is right. You know, I feel more powerful than ever. You know what I mean? Everything I did, everything my coach instilled in me, I think it's gonna come out in this Pacquiao fight. I mean, my legs, everything is strong. He was talking about he was talking about murder or something. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao was in trouble. If they would have fought, oh my goodness, that would have been brutal. That would have been brutal. But unfortunately, the accident happened. He had to give that fight to Ugas. Ugas came and beat Pacquiao, and Spence came and beat Ugas. But I want him to get with his strength and conditioning coach because, for one, that don't mean you'll beat Bud in the rematch. That doesn't mean that. It just means that you'll be a better Errol. You'll be back in regular form, possibly, hopefully. with his strength and conditioning coach, uh, Blu-ray. Um, with him, I think they give him a better chance to beat the old Earl, like the old Earl you saw before the Mikey Garcia fight, the one you saw against Chris Algieri, the one you saw against Lamont Peterson, the one you saw against Ocampo. You know what I mean? The Van Herden. This is the Earl. That's the Earl I want to see. That's the Earl I haven't seen since that Mikey Garcia fight. You know what I mean? That Mikey Garcia fight on, that's Earl, but that's not the old Earl. As far as his body type, his definite muscle definition. You know what I mean? The thumps on his punches. Had him right. Man, Blu-ray had that dude right. So get back with your strength and conditioning coach, Errol and Blu-ray. Get back together so we can see a much better fight. Possibly at 154 this time. You know what I mean? So that's definitely what I want to see for Errol. Bud, man, that's Bud extraordinary. Give him his flowers. That man is two-time undisputed, two different weight classes. You know what I mean? How can you like discredit that man? That man is special. He's a generational talent. And this is what I wanted to say. I always told you I was going for Earl in the fight. I'm a fan of both, supporter for both fighters, but I just love how Earl moved. I love his demeanor. I mean, everything he said he was going to do, he did it. You know what I mean? And I like the way Crawford was moving. I still didn't like that. You ain't gonna tell me he wasn't moving off, like he wasn't being a little funny style with his movements for making the fight. He was being a little diva, but guy in the ring did his thing. But under two-time undisputed, man, you can't take that away from Bud, man. You can't do that.
You really can't, because I gotta say this, right? One thing about Crawford, right? If he hits you one time, you're gonna get hit right there again. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
right there again. It's not. That's how he love to daze people. He
Right.
love to daze people.
And the man dealing with power. I mean, as we know, he's right-handed, so he's using that right jab. Like he used the right jab to reset anything Earl was doing. So anything Earl was going to do, he's popping that jab like it was a power punch. It wasn't just a flickering punch. It was just boom, straight to him, right to the face. Anything he's going to do, he offset him. Then he set him up. See, Earl, like I said, Earl was off balance. Earl, his trainer was telling him to move around because that's what he do. Circle, move to the side. He was just going straight forward and backwards, as if he couldn't go left or right, no different directions. It was hard for him to go different directions. You know what I mean? So I mean, Bud came out, was victorious, dominated. That man is who he always said he was. You know what I mean? And that's the best. And I don't see nobody beating Bud until you can prove me otherwise. You go rematch against Errol, you have to go with Bud. Now, like I said, I still love Errol. I'm gonna still go with Errol. But Bud would be the favorite.
Of course,
He
he'll
would
be
be
the
the
favorite
favorite.
by the standard, right? But this is the thing right here, right? I would need to see Earl's conditioning first. You see what I'm saying? Before I make my judgment. I gotta see
Yeah.
his
I gotta see if he
advancement.
get with his strength and conditioning coach.
I
That's my
gotta see his
biggest thing right
advancement.
there.
I gotta see his
I
advancement.
don't,
I gotta see a few sparring sessions. Because you can tell a lot with the sparring sessions.
well,
You can tell a lot.
he said he couldn't spar due to injury. He said he couldn't spar like that. I mean, everything looked like he didn't do nothing. Like his timing was all hard. It was horrible. That timing was horrible. It was hard,
He had no
horrific.
dexterity, no
Mm-mm.
coordination, no equilibrium. You know what I'm
From the
saying?
start. From the start. From the
From
start.
this start, he looked like he been fighting. He look like he been fighting. I don't know what he look like he been fighting, bro. He like he been fighting before he got in the ring.
Yeah, like he's already had 2 fights in the back. He came out and fought a masterclass boxer. Like, nah, it looked like he was doing. It looked like he was Bruce Lee in Game of Death. He was going from different levels. He was going upstairs and got to the final master and just got beat down by Bruce Lee. Won, of course, but it was the other way around for him. It was too
Yeah,
much.
36 chambers of death.
You know what I'm saying? I was Game of Death.
No, I went to the whole kung. It's a kung fu
Oh,
reference. You know what I'm saying? You know how you go in there and you challenge all the kung fu masters and stuff. 36 chambers of death, and then for
yes,
the
sir.
36 chamber, it was the master of death you had to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it was. But nah, man,
Oh, yeah.
it just taught me, Chief. It taught me. It taught me a lot, man. It taught me a lot.
Yeah.
It taught me a lot, and it just,
Anything can happen in boxing. I
yep.
don't care. Your favorite fighter might be your favorite fighter, but things can get ugly quick. And that's why I love and that's why I love it. Because when we think we know, we can know, but we ain't in there fighting. We can't fight for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, there go the sounds I told you about.
But see,
So,
I just
yeah.
had to say this. I gotta say this, right? One thing about the sports dungeon, we do not discriminate. We will be getting on some ladies boxing real soon.
You better know it, man.
Real soon. And I will be
Know it.
talking about my favorite boxer. She was here in Dallas.
Calm down. Calm
I
down,
didn't
homie.
get a chance to
Calm
meet her.
down. Do not talk about my wife like that.
I was real sad. I didn't get a chance to see her.
And you ain't gonna see it, brother. Calm down.
The bomb was in Dallas. And she was
Alicia
great.
Bomb Corner.
She was great with all her majesty.
Yeah, shout
With
out
the
to Alicia Bomb Corner. Shout
She
out.
has the greatest smile in female boxing ever.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to the GOAT, Clarissa Shields. These
I,
beautiful black queens doing their thing in the ring.
I gotta say
Undisputed
this.
queens.
I have to say this about her, right?
Uh-oh. Let's talk about it now. I don't like the way where this is going right now. The way you
I have
said that just now. Let's go.
I have to say this, right? I'm trying to remember that she fought that foreigner, right? One thing about Miss Shields, I do like her tenacity. I like the adamancy of her personality, right? She's just like she represents the definition of being unyielding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is that lady? I think did she beat her? But she was telling me, yo, you gotta fight me in the US. I'm not fighting you in your country.
Savannah Marshall,
Yeah,
I
and
believe.
that's right, Savannah. Savannah was like, I think she lost to Savannah in an amateur fight or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like
And
her only loss. It was her only
only
loss.
lost. Yep.
And that Savannah just put that to her head, right? They didn't see each other
Yeah.
fight for a while. And she said,
Right.
I beat Clarissa Shields, and I like
Mm-hmm.
in no official match, bitch. Not in no official match. I was laughing
Yeah.
how it was going. And about them sisters, man, when they know they can whoop somebody ass and they running, right? They ain't gonna let you run. Like, bitch, get off that damn podium and get the fuck
Mm-hmm.
here. Come here and fight me since you beat me. So come here. Just come here. And it happened. And
She went
boy,
there and took the straps.
yeah. Yeah, Savannah cried like a motherfucker. She cried
Yeah.
because Clarissa Shields found out all that shit she was talking about her, right? And she confronted her. I think she surprised at that press conflict. You see what I'm saying? I think she did.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's the beauty of it, bro. I love it. I love her. I love her tenacity. I love her talk. She
but
talk, man. She talk.
and see, that's a boxer that takes everything personal. You see what I'm saying? That's a boxer that takes a lot of
Well, think
things
about it,
personal.
man. She hasn't lost since that. So she's a two-time gold medalist, man. You know what I
I
mean? Just
know.
the fastest champion in history to be undisputed in different weight classes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
this girl, she's like when you're dealing with perfection, you're gonna be that way. It's hard for you to not be any other way.
And I have to say this, right? So, I know like two ladies that box, right? They're amateurs right now, right? And, I kind of go to their little, their little boxing gyms and stuff like that. I watch them go, but um, and I don't know if she's watching because I told her we would talk about this, right? And I want your opinion on this, Gib. She said for women, it is harder to gain weight and lose weight for the divisions. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
She said a man's body is more acute to easier weight loss, right? But for a woman, it's a
Right.
bit different because they retain weight more due to the differences in their fat cells, right? And like
Yep.
she's real sciencey, very, very sciencey. Like that's why you don't see a lot of those female boxers. Well, I was gonna say female athletes. It's rare that they have children during their careers. You see what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
some of them cannot snap back right then and there. You see what I'm saying? And some of them, and they have to be nameless, their careers ended once they had the child. You see what I'm saying? Once they had the child, right? And a lot of them, in a lot of ways, they just remain single until they're done with their career. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with this Alicia, right? The bomb. She got this weird bald-headed dude that keep following her, and he's always in her pictures. I don't know who that guy is, but he need to leave her alone. He need to leave her alone.
Better. I'm gonna have to show up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, getting back
Lay
to it.
hands.
But getting back to it, I got off subject. I got off subject. Next time when we talk about her, I'm gonna put her whole picture up and shit. Put her thumbnails up and
Oh
shit
man.
like that, man. Put her whole picture up.
We're trying listen, trying to get her on for an interview. That's the goal. She'll get on the sports dungeon. We'll have Alicia Baumgartner on this show. That's the goal.
Bro, if I can run into Erica Badu all the time in Dallas, I can run into Lady Alicia. I can't. I believe it. I mean, bro, I run into Erica Badu all the time. She be meditating in the sun and shit.
Hey man, meditate next to her. Tell her to come on the sports dungeon.
Man, my dad, man, I ain't finna talk about this shit. Never mind. It's personal. But nah, yeah, for real though, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Erica be Sister Erica, because that's what she's called. She meditating at the Dallas Arboretum along with Kyrie. But she when she levitates off the ground, she's a bit higher than Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
She go higher. She get
She go
higher than him.
higher. And
She
and
see she look. She's a vet. She's a pro. You know what I mean? She's been doing this.
yeah, and see that's why Kyrie came to Dallas because he had to get teachings from the
That's
true
right.
masterful mother goddess.
And that's why
That's
he
why he
stayed in
came.
Dallas because he needed more time and more sessions with her. So he couldn't do that if he left.
Right, right,
That's why he signed back with Dallas because he had to have some more sessions with Miss Erica Badu.
right, right. In the arboretum, meditating, levitating. You know.
Meditating and meditating and elevating.
Yep, yep. But I just have to say, getting back to Clarissa Shields, she's trying to fight this guy, man. She's
Oh
trying to
Lord.
fight this guy. It's not just any guy. She's trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not just any guy she's trying to fight. And before we get into that, I don't understand why a lot of female athletes want to fight a dude, want to fight a guy, or go up against a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I mean, like, it's just I don't. I'm gonna just have to put it up there, especially our sisters.
Man,
Why?
the hell's going on with that?
Why? Why?
What's up with that, man?
I mean, I don't know. It's like Brittany
What you
Griner.
doing?
It's like Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner said, "Oh, I could beat Boogie DeMarcus Cousins in a one-on-one game, easy. I can beat that little man." I mean, come on, Boogie, the most violent Negro in the NBA. You can beat him. And, of course,
Really?
KD was soft with it. Oh, man, oh, BG, you're tripping. DeMarcus Cousins said she's delusional. She's very
Well, I'll
delusional.
tell you one thing. I'll tell you this. She had a better chance of beating DeMarcus Cousins in basketball than Clarissa Shields getting out there and beating Keith Thurman in a boxing match. In a
The
real boxing
former,
match with no,
wait,
no.
yeah, the former pound for pound king. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, come on now. You don't get no name like that unless you done did something. Pound for pound.
Exactly. It's only one time, Keith, one time Thurman. Now she's out of her league.
Do you think that fight would ever happen? Do you think it'll happen at all, Gil?
Shit, do I think it will happen at all?
Do you think the fight would happen between Shields and Thurman?
Nah, man. Not no real fight. That would be like that would be damn near the end of her career.
Cause
She
bro,
might never be the same again after that, man.
because he said he agreed to it.
Yeah, for charity. If it's a charity boxing, he shall just use jabs.
You know something? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to throw a rock at her or nothing like that. But I thought I was laughing. Somebody put this in my ear. Maybe she's flirting with him. Who knows?
Yeah, I bet she won it.
Yeah, maybe this is how she want to get his attention. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But one thing about the sports dungeon, ladies and gentlemen, I just got to say this. Yo, we are going to get at you with the pound for pound blows because football season is here. The NBA is coming back with a vengeance. And since football season is here, we're going to see the fanatics. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. LP is a New Orleans Saints fan. He's crazy. He's going to be on the show. Uh, Marquise Best was screaming and talking about how Dallas sucks. You need help. Stop talking about America's favorite team. We got a lot of bangers coming up. We got a lot of bangers. It's going down this winter. It's going down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like what T.O. used to say, get your popcorn ready.
One
Get your
thing,
popcorn ready.
one thing we got to cover next time about Skip Bayless always needing a black lackey. We got to talk about that. Needing a man of color.
Yeah. It's like damn near everything in life.
Yep, we gotta
When it's
talk about
black,
that.
it's right. You know, that's you know how it go.
We
You know how
gotta
it
talk
go,
about
man.
that.
That's how America was built.
Yeah, we gotta
So
talk
why
about
stop
that.
now?
We gotta talk about that, and we gotta get with that. We gotta get with that, man. Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's how. Maybe that's how he sells. I don't know. But yo, but anyway, man, I want to thank. I want to.
How it go?
I want to. Oh, I gotta say this, man. I want to kind of thank y'all for coming out, man. We did a little pop up and everything. You know what I'm saying? We did a little pop out,
Yeah. Right,
and
right.
we got some more. Gab is on the prowl. He's doing some more things for the sports dungeon. He's moving some stuff around, and he's getting some things done so he can put on the crown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Got some shows for y'all. Man. We're going to talk about a lot of things. A lot of things to come, man. Different subjects, topics. You never know what to expect on the sports dungeon. That's the beauty of it. It's a sports dungeon, but you might get something else on here. Like we talking about, you might get Erica Badu on here talking about her career. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And we're gonna have some ladies come through pretty soon. I discussed it with Gab. We're gonna have this Monica Lamb to come on, and
What's her
you
name?
know,
What's her name?
Monica Lamb,
Monica? Oh
Doctor
Lord,
Monica. I'm gonna just call her Doctor Lamb.
Monica?
I'm gonna just call her Doctor Lamb. Golly, Monica Monica. She got so many aliases. But yeah, man, I just
I
gotta
just
say,
call her Mo.
I just see he
Dr.
just called him
Mo.
Mo. He just called him Mo. But yeah, I just gotta say, we got so much for you guys. But we gonna get back with it. We'll be black at it again. I got that from DMG. DMG will make his
Oh,
return
wait
soon.
a minute, wait a minute. Hold up. You stealing from DMG, brother?
No, 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 no. He stole from me.
Oh, he stole from you. But you
Yeah,
just
he
say I
stole
got
from
that
me.
from DMG.
He stole from me. He stole from me. He knows that.
Are you getting them back? You just taking.
Yeah, I'm getting them back.
Okay,
I'm getting them back. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? DLG will return. You know what I'm saying? He got to stop licking all that honey and going crazy. Cause he's a
I'm
honey licking
crazy.
fool, but
You
but
don't
he's
get me
our honey
wrong.
licking fool.
My goodness, my goodness. He operating now. He working. Man,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
many trees over there.
yeah. But we gonna get it back at it again, man. We'll be black at it again. But
Whoa,
anyways,
before we stop, let me go back into end it off with the topic at hand.
oh yeah, go ahead.
I was I want to say again, I want to thank man, I want to thank Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford, man, for giving me something that I've been wanting for the past 5 years in the sport that I love called boxing. I want to thank Errol Spence personally from me to him for staying on his tens when it came down to making a fight with Bud. Like I said, they did not want that fight to happen. The big wigs was trying to go different directions. Earl said, "No, I promised the fans, y'all. That's us. That's us. So all y'all making memes about Earl Spence. Oh, this is funny. Look at he got his ass whipped. Oh, he stayed in that weight class, weight range, whatever you want to call it. He stayed in that weight class to make this devastating, extraordinary, excellent boxing masterclass. Best of the best. Creme de la creme. Earl and Bud, he made that happen by not budging on his pivot. He stayed on that pivot and said, listen, it's either Bud or I ain't fighting. and they know Errol's the money man. So they like, you know what? Let's just make this fight. Let's make this fight. And I want to talk about one thing because it's people making videos about the pay-per-views. People are upset, and I agree because did you know? Do you know how much of the pay-per-views they made from that fight? Classic Craig?
How much they made off that fight?
Pay-per-views. Do you know how many pay-per-views was brought for that fight?
Nah. Enlighten me, brother. Enlighten me.
Well, the numbers are in apparently. What did you have any expectations for pay-per-view buys?
I will be real. I'm gonna tell on myself. No, I don't.
Okay, so it's cool. So, but for a fight like that, let me ask you: for a fight this magnitude or that magnitude, um, if you had to guess of how many pay-per-view buys that would have been, that was going to make, what would your prediction be as far as what that fight was?
For how many people who bought it, I would say
Yeah,
it would be somewhere in the high thousands. I would say like what 45,000 viewers or something like that because it was in Las Vegas.
no, I'm talking about pay-per-views.
Yeah, for pay-per-views, yeah, that much.
I mean, shit, 45,000. What are you talking about, man? No, man. No, a fight of that magnitude should have been in the millions. That should have been 1
I mean,
million plus.
wait. My bad. I meant my bad, Gil. I meant 45 million. I meant 45
Hey,
million.
45 million. Like, this is a soccer game? Soccer championship? 45 million.
Well, the reason why I say that, right, because they're in Las Vegas, right? And that fight was boosted up real hard, right? Like, it was
Listen,
boosted up real
if,
hard, brother.
if they have 45 million pay-per-view buys, them two don't have to fight the rest of their life. They can they can buy they can listen, they can bring in a union for boxing. They can afford it. If they would have had 45 million buys,
45 million, Gil.
my lord. That
All
has
right,
shut boxing down
I'm joking,
completely.
fool. I'm joking, Gib. I'm joking. Dang, I'm joking, bro. To be honest, be realistic, right? I mean, that fight was in Las Vegas, right? I had to get about like what I say the most, and this is just my speculation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I said 1,000, man. Forgive me, it's the morning. I had to say about like what, um, like three, like probably like 3 or 4 thousand viewers. You see what I'm saying? I mean, just to be a little bit more realistic, just to be a little bit more accurate, I had to say it's around that neighborhood. And since it was in Las
Three, you said
Vegas, it
three, you
was
said
kind of
three.
boosted up.
What you saying, like three what? 3 million?
Yeah, 3 million around there.
That's
I mean, cause it was,
astronomical. That's still astronomical numbers for pay-per-view.
hey,
I mean,
that's
that'd have been great. In the stream, remember we're in the streaming era too now. They do
I know, but see, that's
streaming
Vegas.
the
You see what I'm
fights.
saying? That's Vegas, and that was a big event. The reason why
Yeah.
I say that, right? Shout out to Zakir. You know, my cousin, he went down there for that fight, and he said the publicity down there was crazy. It was on every
Right.
billboard. So I had to say it was 3 million because you did have people of high standards, right? Flying in for that fight, bro. So
Yeah.
it had to be 3 million, bro. 3 million in pay-per-views, bro.
Well, I'll let you know the pay-per-view buys for Errol Spence, Terrance Crawford was 700,000.
What?
Yeah, 700,000. Now, for all the talk, all the hype from the fans, all this stuff they was talking for years, no one bought the fight. Where is the Bud Crawford fanboys buying the fight? Where's the Errol fanboys that buying the fight? I see Errol, see, majority of those more than likely was Errol Spence fans buying that fight due to the averages of their fights. But averages about 325 to 350,000, 325 to 350,000 pay-per-view buys by itself with any other fighter. Bud averaged probably like for the pay-per-views he probably averaged about 125. So the bulk of it is going to go to Errol. And if you go around the barbershop talk and everybody else talk, they're talking about going for Errol. So they was getting good reviews, they buying it for Errol Spence. Where is the Terrance Crawford fans that supposedly has supported this fight? Where is the other casual fans that are supposed to buy this fight?
Right.
So you see what happens when I was talking about earlier when Errol and Bud was doing their press runs, they were saying buy the fight so you can show the big wigs that we can make money off fighters like us, two black fighters. So black folks did not show out for the big views. Black folks did not show up. But yeah, we keep on saying we want the best fights. But they don't show up for the best fight since the 80s. Two black American boxers.
You know what? You know what? Tank was talking about, yo, please buy the pay-per-view because this is how the boxers they get their support. Also, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he
Taking
did
Ryan
say that.
Garcia. So 1.2 million. Taking Ryan Garcia. 1.2 million.
Right.
So that was a bigger fight than that fight for pay-per-views.
Yeah. Yeah. You know
Roy
what? You know
Jones
what?
and Mike Tyson sold 1.2 million.
And you know what? You know what? To be real with you, Gib, I kind of was thinking
Oh,
that.
did you hear me?
No, you broke up
Oh,
a
did
little
you
bit.
hear
Say
me?
it again. Say it again. You broke up a little bit.
I said Roy Jones and Mike Tyson sold 1.2 million.
Yep, they did. That's a fact.
Oh, those two old guys, 50 years plus, 50-year-old plus guys that up there, 1.2 million. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't like that fight at all. At
Hell
all.
no.
At all.
Awful.
At all.
Awful.
That was elderly abuse. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. Come on, man. You doing good. You're doing good for your old age, bro. You still got it. You still scaring your trainers. But stop it. You just look good in the gym, not out there, bro. I mean, god dang. But yeah, I hope everybody
Man,
enjoyed my little joke, my little jokey joke. What I did, I was like 45 million, 3 million.
45 million. 45 million. My Lord.
But nah, man. Like
You,
I just gotta
that's
say
that's
this though.
beyond. Sheesh.
I gotta say this though, right?
What's up?
By me bringing that out too, we are gonna get into the money, right? The finances of the sports, right? We need to talk about how you got some rookies playing soccer that are making more than LeBron James. We got to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, sir. That is crazy. That's another
Yeah,
thing. That's
I think it's his first. He just started or whatever. And LeBron James, they made a meme, right, making fun of it because the most greediest people in the league is LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. You see what I'm saying? So they made a meme. They had a guy that was like LeBron and Kyrie going out there playing soccer. I was laughing like a mug, man. I gotta find that meme. I gotta find it.
but it wasn't Kyrie. Then Kyrie risked losing money, and he did by sitting out. So how's he greedy?
I would tell you this, right? This is why I like Kyrie. This is why I like Kyrie right here. At the end of the day, Kyrie had a very, very, very big, big, big deal with Brooklyn. So he could afford to sit out. That's Kyrie Irving. That's Kyrie
Uh,
Irving. Bro, come on, man. He was in New York. You know, Kyrie's a free spirit. So he had all their support. He had the Hebrew support. They was all gathering around like he was a general. You know what I'm saying? He had who else? He had Nike at the time. He had Nike because Kyrie's always gonna have a shoe deal. He's gonna have a shoe deal. He had Nike at the time. I mean, Kyrie was good, bro. Man, you think Kyrie was sweating over that, bro? Kyrie was
It's a lot
chilling.
of money. That's still a lot of money, man.
It
It's a lot of
is.
money being lost, man.
It is. But think about it. Kyrie made a lot of money also. You know what I'm saying? And he had
Yeah,
other multiple sources of income. Not only that, Kyrie was pretty much making his.
but why give them money back? Why don't give them all that money back?
Well, if you're like Kyrie, right? Kyrie is like, yo, I got enough money. I can make more money. I'm not gonna get thrown out the league. I'm not. So I can just take this loss, like in business, like you do, and then boom, I can go somewhere else and I can get what I want. Like Mark Cuban, 120 what, 28, 26 million. You know what I'm saying? He got it out of I think he's making just as much as Luka. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, you know, Kyrie got what he wanted. He said, "Now I'm finna make what I need to make next year." Mavs got him for what, 4 years? They ain't finna let Kyrie go. They is not finna let Kyrie go. So, hey, it's all
I was
good.
just
Kyrie,
asking.
you said
I was
what?
just asking, man. So I was just asking, man. I lost some money. Why'd you want to get that back to them? Well, he stood on principles. You know what I mean? It worked out for him. So
Yeah, it did
Kyrie
work out.
wins.
It was a smart business move. I mean, like he got out of
Yeah,
Nike because
he gambled on himself.
he got out of Nike. I mean, bro, he got out of Nike. He showed how hypocritical Nike was. Kyrie
Yeah,
said, "I just talked about a few things about what I just shared a video, and I just didn't take
yeah,
the shot." And Ja Morant can shoot at the neighborhood and stuff like that and still keep his Nike contract. Wow. You see how
yep.
crazy that is?
Still come back to the league. He gets suspended, but Kyrie couldn't come back as long as that mandatory was being implemented.
And they made a special exception for Kyrie at the end of the day. They really did, you know? So, you know, I have to say that, yo, Kyrie, yo, he was a smart businessman. He may be unorthodox, but he was a heck of a businessman. He gambled on
Well,
himself.
that's what they're going to call you when you're smart, when you're entirely intelligent and know what you want and you stand on principles. You're going to be called a lot of things. You're going to be made a lot of things to the public, whatever they want.
Because I'm gonna say this though. You know, he got that new shoe deal with that China brand, that Chinese brand. I think it's called Atina or something like that. Those shoes are ugly as hell. I'm not gonna get them. I gotta find me some Kyrie Nikes. That's what I gotta find. You see what I'm saying? Um, I probably gotta get the I Horus shoe on his Kyrie fours. I might have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I just gotta say though, Gil, yeah, Kyrie, yeah, hell of a businessman. Um, Spence, Terrance Crawford, businessman. Businessman. They know how to play the game that's trying to play them. You know what I'm saying? So them guys, they were at it, man. They was beautiful with it. They was excellent with it. They was intelligent with it, and they was able to do what they needed to do in order to provide and get what they family deserved with their sacrifice. That's what men are supposed to do at the end of the day. At the end of the day, oh man, Geb went out. Geb went out. But oh, he came back in. Yo, Geb, you there?
Thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh. You there, brother?
Geb up here, Geb up here getting morning cookies and shit.
Hey,
Yeah,
man, mind
but
your
nah.
business.
But anyway, man, I gotta say it was we are gonna get into some women's boxing. We are gonna get into Alicia the Bomb, and Clarissa Shields. I have a conspiracy theory. She's trying to flirt with the pound for pound king, former pound for pound king. She's trying to flirt with him. That's my conspiracy theory. But we will get into some women's boxing. This is the Sports Dungeon with classic CEO Craig. I'm the CEO. I took it from another guy who was the former CEO. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that later. But yeah, we got any closing statements, Gib?
No, shit, man. Just congratulate everybody who participated in the sports dungeon. All the family. Shout out to Paradigm Shift, the whole effing show. Shout out to us for bringing it back, man. Bringing it back. Staying with it. Staying firm on our tens because any controversy, any wrongdoings, any innuendos, you know. Well, as you can hear, I'm ripping and running, so I'm gonna run into everything. I told you that. You heard the sirens. I mentioned the righteousness, and you heard that just now. So I'm chewing my word. See, we chewing our word in the dungeon. See, be consistent. Yep. Be consistent.
And there's nothing's ever gonna break that.
Nothing gonna break it. And like I said before, thank Errol and Bud, man, giving us something that haven't been done in this era, the modern era of boxing. We're gonna keep on trying to put boxing on the map, have more people watching it, bring more casuals out to watch it, and bring boxing back to its prominence, and definitely get those beautiful female boxers involved. There's gonna be more shows about them too, because they deserve it as well. They deserve the credit as well, and more viewerships as well as the men's.
Hold up. I don't see how they don't get the viewership. See, the WNBA, I don't really care about that. I'm just gonna be real. I don't care.
Oh, hey, you don't care about WNBA?
No, I don't. I'd rather watch women's college basketball than the WNBA. It's more exciting.
Okay. And I like that because a lot of times I feel that way about men's basketball. I like college men's basketball sometimes better than NBA.
Yeah,
because NBA becomes a spectacle at some point.
Yeah, and then what the Olympic teams basketball? I'd rather watch that sometime. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I only watch the NBA. I only watch it when playoffs. I mean, after the All-Star games. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when I get into it. Football, I watch that all. That's different. You feel me? That's different. But female boxing, that should be more supported than the WNBA. I stated it. Those women are more beautiful, more athletic, more graceful, more ferocious.
What can we support both?
Because listen, bro, we have to support the greater factor. If I had to choose between Brittany Griner and Alicia, I'm choosing Alicia.
Griner.
I don't care. I'm choosing the Bomb versus.
Well, of course. I see. See, there we go. Take a shot. I see that. Well, you can't even get her name right. I understand. I see why you don't care about the sport.
Listen. Brittany Griner, bro. Brittany Griner should have joined the Dallas Mavericks practice squad. I'm still mad at that. She should have did it. She could have did it. She could have been playing with dirt. She could have made history, but she didn't do it.
I see.
I'm really upset with her. Very upset with her. I mean, Like everybody was like, "Oh, look at Brittany Griner's dunk." That was the most laziest dunk I've ever seen ever. Do you have some women in the WNBA that can ball? Of course they do, but they don't get the love and the light that they should, and they bring that out and they talk about it. A lot of people don't want to talk about that at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? They don't. And we'll talk about that too because there is some WNBA players that I like that are underrated. You got one, she
Right.
got handles just as tough as Kyrie, bro. Just as tough as Kyrie.
Mm.
But you know, hey, it is what it is. But yo, we will be back next Sunday. Next Sunday, we will be back. We got some changes to be made to the dungeon. And as soon as I and DMG and Ryan figure out a way around the copyrights, which we will, because other guys did it, we will be showing them clips.
13.
And that will be, I ain't going to let Gab know when it's time to show clips. He going to be tripping out.
The game changer.
Yeah. But I gotta say this though. When we show those clips, I already know Negro's gonna be on some buffoon shit, so I gotta be ready for it. That mute button will be ready. Will be ready.
Oh, keep that on. Yeah, keep your hands pressed on that.
Cause yo, I ain't gonna lie. Them clips bring it all out. They bring it all out. But yeah. But anyway, thank you, family. We will be black at it again. I came up with that catchphrase. DMG did not come up with that catchphrase. Do not let that bald headed, honey looking fool lie to you. I came up with that mug. But
Right.
yeah. But yeah, we'll be back at it again. We'll be black at it again. Till then, peace out. Later on. Till next show.
Until the next show, thank y'all for joining us on this beautiful morning. Thank y'all for joining us on this pop up. And those who want to watch it, uh, the recording, please hope you enjoy it. Give some feedback if y'all would like. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We do it how we do it. And remember, you come to the dungeon, one way in and no way out.
That's right. That's right. Till then, ladies and gentlemen. All right, family. Peace out.
Peace.